There is a truck so big that a grown adult can walk right underneath it without ducking their head. Loaded up, it weighs more than a fully loaded jumbo jet. It costs $6 million. And it drinks over 1,000 liters of diesel in a single hour. But here is the strangest part of all. This absolute monster was built to do just one simple job. And almost nobody on the entire planet is even allowed to drive it. So what exactly is this machine? Why on earth is it this unbelievably huge? And what could possibly be worth building something this insane? Stick with me, because the answer is wild. This is the BelAZ 75710, and it is, without any question, the single biggest truck ever built by human hands. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you just how mind-bendingly massive this thing really is. I'll show you the two giant engines buried inside it, the jaw-dropping amount it can carry in one single load, and the one number about this truck that honestly sounds completely made up. Trust me, you are going to want to stick around for that last part. But first, we have to talk about its size, because no photo on Earth truly does it justice. 710, your brain kind of refuses to believe what it is seeing. This thing is over 20 meters long. That is about the length of 2 school buses parked end to end. It stands more than 8 meters tall, roughly the height of a 3-story building. It is also nearly 10 meters wide enough to completely swallow 2 full highway lanes sitting side by side. A normal person walking up to it barely reaches the middle of its wheels. And speaking of those wheels, forget about touching the top of them. Each one of its 8 tires stands 4 meters tall. That is 13 feet, taller than 2 grown men standing on each other's shoulders. You could genuinely walk right underneath one without bending down at all. And here is a fun little detail. Just one of those tires costs around $50,000. This truck needs 8 of them. So before it has even turned a single wheel, it is already rolling on $400,000 worth of rubber. But honestly, the size is the easy part to wrap your head around. The real madness begins when you ask a simple question. How do you even move something this heavy? Because you cannot do it with one engine, not even close. The BelAZ 75710 has two enormous 16-cylinder diesel engines, and each one is bigger than an entire small car. Together, they pump out 4,600 horsepower. Let that number sink in for a second. A Formula One race car, one of the fastest, most powerful machines humans have ever built, makes around 1,000 horsepower. This truck makes more than 4 times that. But here is the clever twist that most people never realize. Those 2 giant engines do not actually spin the wheels directly. Instead, they work more like a power station on wheels. They burn diesel to generate electricity, and that electricity then feeds 4 separate electric motors, one for each pair of wheels. So in a strange way, this diesel-guzzling giant is secretly part electric. And when it is driving around empty, it can even switch one whole engine off just to save fuel, which raises an obvious and slightly terrifying question. Just how thirsty is a machine this enormous? The answer is almost hard to believe. When this truck is working hard and fully loaded, it can burn through over 1,000 liters of diesel in a single hour. Not per day, per hour. Its fuel tank alone holds around 5,000 liters, which is more diesel than many small gas stations keep in the ground at once. Just running one of these for a day costs a small fortune. The tires, as we said, are 50 grand each, and the truck itself will set you back around $6 million. So by now, you are almost certainly thinking the exact same thing that everybody thinks when they first learn about this machine. Who in their right mind would ever build something this expensive, this hungry, and this completely ridiculous? What could it possibly be carrying that makes all of this madness actually worth it? And this, right here, is where it finally, suddenly, starts to make sense. Because the BelAZ 75710 was built for one job, and one job only, moving absolutely unimaginable amounts of rock and earth out of the biggest open mines on the planet. And this is that number I promised you, the one that sounds made up. In a single load, this one truck can carry 450 tons. That is nearly 1 million pounds of weight. To actually picture that, imagine somehow loading around 300 cars into the back of one truck, all at the same time, and then just casually driving off like it is nothing. Fully loaded, the entire machine tips the scales at over 800 tons. That is heavier than a fully loaded jumbo jet sitting on the runway. And suddenly, All that cost, all that fuel, and all that power finally makes perfect sense. Because deep inside a massive mine, one single trip from this giant does the work of many, many smaller trucks. Fewer trips means less fuel burned, less time wasted, and far less money spent in the long run. So as absolutely crazy as it looks, this beast is actually the smart, efficient choice. In the world of mining, bigger really is cheaper. But building something this huge came with a problem you have probably never even thought about. Tires. To carry a load this heavy, the engineers needed tires even bigger than the ones they had. The trouble was, tires that big simply did not exist yet. So how do you carry a record-breaking weight when the wheels to do it have not been invented? Their clever solution was to change the math itself. On a normal dump truck, most of the weight sits over the back wheels. So instead, they spread the entire load evenly across all 8 tires and a special moving axle system. That way, no single tire had to carry more than it could handle. It sounds simple, but it was a genuine engineering breakthrough. And here is a little detail I love. Some of the special high-strength steel that makes this monster strong enough to survive was actually forged in Sweden, the same tiny country that gives us Scania and Volvo, then shipped over and assembled in Belarus. And this truck does not just quietly carry insane weight. It smashes world records doing it. In one official test, the BelAZ 75710 hauled over 500 tons in a single go, earning it a Guinness World Record for the heaviest load ever moved by a truck. And where it does all of this is just as impressive. These machines are put to work in some of the harshest places on the entire planet. Freezing mines deep in Siberia, where the temperature can crash to -50 degrees. High up in the mountains, miles above sea level, where the air is thin. Scorching open pits, baking under a brutal sun. And through all of it, day and night, year after year, this truck just keeps going. It even has 4-wheel steering. So despite being longer than a house, it can actually turn surprisingly tight. But with all this raw power and size, you would probably assume it is fast. So just how quick is the biggest truck on Earth? Really? The answer might genuinely surprise you. Its top speed is just 40 miles per hour. That is it. But when you stop and think about it, it makes total sense. When you are hauling almost 1 million pounds, you do not need to go fast. You just need to never, ever stop. And driving it? Well, that is a job reserved for a very small, very trusted handful of people. Just one single driver sits up in that cab, perched high above the ground, staring down at a world that suddenly looks tiny beneath them. From up there, a normal pickup truck looks like a child's toy. Regular cars look like little ants crawling around on the ground. Just imagine having to climb a full ladder just to get into your seat every single morning. And then, from way up there, controlling nearly 1 million pounds of moving steel with nothing but your hands and feet. It has to be one of the most surreal driving jobs anywhere on the entire planet. Which, honestly, makes me really curious about you. So, be honest with me here. If somebody walked up right now, handed you the keys, and said the whole mine is yours for the day, would you actually climb up there and drive it? Or would that much raw machine make you just a little bit nervous? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely read every single one. Now, before we finish, here is a thought that might just blow your mind a little. The BelAZ 75710 has held its crown as the biggest truck on Earth for over a decade now. But in the world of giant machines, no record ever lasts forever. Engineers are always chasing bigger, stronger, and more efficient. So somewhere out there, right now, someone is almost certainly working away on the machine that will one day finally beat it. Just imagine for a second what that thing is going to look like. But for right now, today, this Belarusian giant still stands completely alone, right at the very top. The single biggest truck the world has ever seen. So there it is. A $6 million monster, taller than a house, more powerful than 4 Formula One cars combined, hauling nearly 1 million pounds at a time. All just to do one simple job better than anything else on Earth. If this machine blew your mind even a little bit, do me a quick favor and smash that like button. And subscribe for more deep dives into the most incredible machines on the planet. Until next time, stay safe out there.